What is up? We'll see if this viewer count works in the top right hand corner. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, my name's Bradley Jack. I design sports for social media. I'm a freelance athletic designer. Today we're going to design some sports cards. So I was actually reached out to by Ryan, who is Card Collector 2. Gave me a couple photos from his first pitch from the Brewers game. So we're going to make a couple sports cards designed based off of this. Now, what I have here is I
don't know who Jay Cutler is.
I love that subscription thing. So this is 2.5 by 3.5. This is the size of a sports card. The reason I'm doing it this way is because we're actually going to get this printed. Like, I'm going to get him a card printed that he can have in his hand. So this is set up 2.5 by 3 inches. I'm actually going to go to my canvas settings, and relative to this, I'm going to add on a 1/4 inch bleed, or 1/8 of an inch bleed. So now it's a little bit bigger. And you can see based on my background, you can see where this is. I'm also going to go in and go to my guides and go to new guide layout, and I'm going to set up new guides. So columns and rows I don't really care about. I'm going to set those a little bit later, but margin is what I want here. So I'm going to set a 0.125 inch margin around the edges. And what that's going to do, it's going to show me where the card's going to actually print. So anything outside of this is going to be the bleed. And then what I'm going to do is go there again. Video guides, guide layout. And I'm going to do a little bit more. 0.25. We're going to give us a little bit more padding than on here as well. Trying to see if I can get chat to pop up because it's been a while. Let me pop this chat out so I can see what you guys are doing. So I can reply to you guys right here. What's up, Malden? I'm not going to say your name correct. Mladen. That's the chick. So we've got a 1/4 inch bleed in. So this is giving us some padding. I'm going to do another one, actually. Guides, new guide layout. And I'm going to go 0.75. Oh, no. 0.375. So it's another 1/8 of an inch in. Wow, I can't type 0.375. Copy, paste, paste, paste. That's just giving me a nice buffer of how I can make things symmetrical. So if you look at sports cards, and usually what I do when I try and find sports cards is I'll just go to eBay or go to a card checklist. And I talked about this before on what to look for. So I've already looked up first pitch trading cards. So I'm going to pull that up on eBay real quick. I'll pull it over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So we've got here first pitches. Let me drag this over. So these are like first pitch cards. So like the most popular one on here, if we just click on any of these. So here's a Haley Atwell card. So Topps, what they do is they have these first pitch cards that they've made. This is 2016. So this was the template. And they basically made it so they can just plug a photo in, change the name, change the date. As you can see, it's kind of generic where it was. send it to print. Same thing with like Wemby. I'm gonna go to sold, actually, to see sold listings. And then I'm just gonna go to highest price. Oh, I'm gonna just search first pitch because it's gonna be this Victor Wembanyama card. So we've got this here. Let me exit out of that. Go here, go here, go here. Okay, cool. So this is what like a first pitch card could look like. So I'm gonna save this to downloads, and I want to just show you based on like my padding what this looks like. So if I size this up to be at the edge of my border here, this is why I set up my guides. So we're gonna put this here, we're gonna tighten this up, put this there, we're gonna put this here. So you can see based on the guides I have, that's sort of the guides they use for this border. So they have a border that's 1/4 of an inch guaranteed, and you can see where these Yankee Stadium sits on these guides here. So setting up guides is always a good thing to have when making a card. And you can actually see it kind of fades up and then comes into here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and design 2 different cards. So we're going to do, I'm going to make a sort of generic looking one like this, which is pretty simple. And then we're going to make him a cooler looking one. So I always have sports cards lying around that I can use and I can take a look at. And that's usually what I do. So I'm going to pull some of these down. So these are sports cards I just have lying around. So like this is a popular card. This is a Prism card. So Prism allows you to, it's very symmetrical. So you can see it's symmetrical all around. Here's a different version. This is a select card, but you can see how it's symmetrical. And that's usually what I like to do with cards, is keep them symmetrical. And most of the times when you're making a card, or if Topps is making a card, they need it to be scalable. Now we don't need this to be scalable. We can do whatever we want. Like here's another example of just like a card. It's not as symmetrical, but you can see it's sort of a frame for a photo. So that's kind of what I want to do here. So I'm going to delete this Wemby card. And really, if you think about it, a sports card could just be a design you make just sized to 2.5 by 3.5. So I've got Ryan throwing here. I've already edited this photo, so I don't want to spend time doing that. I did cut it out using the quick select. Because that's the best way to cut something out. What was I going to say here? So how I have this file set up. This is going to be what I'm going to use to get this printed. So I've got 2 photos here. I also have this holographic paper here that I'm going to move so it takes up the whole space. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to try and imitate how you would do the printing process. You're going to print on this paper. You're then going to have a white layer and then a layer on top of that of whatever your file is. So if I have this top photo here, I'm going to put this in a group and set it to multiply. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And I'm just going to show you sort of why I do this. I'm going to give this a color overlay of white. And this is going to imitate the white ink that is blocking the holographic texture. So you think about it, you print white, you print this on top of it. So what we can do is, you know, I can make a new solid color, whatever color we want. I'm just going to make it white. I have this set to color overlay. We don't need this anymore, but I can add a stroke to this, make it any color I want. If I turn that to a smart object, I can delete it from this layer mask and invert this layer mask, but I don't think I did that right. Where's the stroke? Stroke's on the inside. See, I need the stroke on the outside. And then I'm going to just make the canvas size a little bit bigger. So now when I go in here and delete this, this is what we're looking at. Oh, I need to hide this now. But I need to hide this, but I need this to be underneath it, and I need to have this be white. So what we're doing here, and this is stuff I would kind of do all at the end, but I want to show you the process of what this is. So this is what we're looking at then, essentially. So the top layer, or the layers we have, let me group this, mask. Let me turn this back on. Let me turn this back on. And then top printed layer. So when we print this, what it's going to be, we need that, is we have our holographic paper. Then you're going to print a white layer, could be whatever you want, and then you have your top printed layer on top of that. So this is where you can play around with stuff. So maybe if we wanted his shoes to glow or whatever, we can go into this mask, go into here, and then basically mask out his shoes. So then his shoes would be holographic. You know, if we wanted the ball to be holographic, we'd take this off, and the ball then would be holographic. So that's sort of what we're doing. That's the kind of thing we're going with for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just design this first. So I'm going to hide this mask because we can do this later. And I'm just going to set this to normal. And I can show you a couple other designs of where this works out. So I'll show you a sneak peek of what I'm doing with Dayton 6th. If you're here watching. If you're not, you don't get to see it. Or maybe these cards will be released when you're watching this. So I've been making cards with Dayton 6th. I think this will work. So we're making these sports cards. So this is an early version of one of them in one of my mock-up templates. So I'm going to open this file up and see if I have this set up right. If I don't, then we'll just continue on. Actually, I have these set up somewhere else. So here we go. I'm going to double click this. So here's some cards. Here's some cards I made. So this is the signature card. So I'm just going to scale this up like this. Hide these. So this is just to show, this is where the card goes. You know, the card is going here. So I have a white layer. We'll just do white. Or do we want a holographic layer? No, we want a holographic layer. So let me actually go here. Copy this. Paste it here. So let's say we want a cracked ice card. So what I made for these is I have this mask layer. This mask layer is just red. And it's red so we can see it, but the printer's going to print it white. So if I do a color overlay and make it white, that's what's going to print. And then the top layer is going to print like this, but it's not going to print any white. So if we set that to multiply, this is what the card would look like. So if we save it and go back to this template, it's going to update automatically for us. This is what the card would look like. So we're going to make a top layer and a mask layer so we can get this printed correctly. So I'm not 100% certain what to do for this. So I've got this photo of Ryan. I said I wanted to make a sort of generic looking one. I think we're going to print these on a cracked ice paper, but I'm not certain. So let me take this. I'm going to right click and hit new smart object via copy. And these are all the editing things I did to this. Basically, I'm just going to delete the layer mask on this. Reveal all. Save and go back. And then I'm going to scooch these guys over just a little bit and get rid of this top curves layer. Move it down. Basically, I just want the photo of him and then the photo of the background. So we have both of them here. So if I turn this on and off, you can't see it's doing anything because it's the same. So I know the outside of this I can't print, or I don't want to print. So I'm going to actually make a new solid color layer of black. I'm going to set it to multiply. I'm going to do normal. I'm going to turn it into a smart object. I'm going to give it a stroke, which is not here. Forgot where stroke is there for a second. Had a stroke, forgot where stroke is. So I'm going to do inside, color white, and I'm going to do 75 pixels. Oh, not 75. This is a little bit different. 37 pixels. Because based on 300 pixels per inch, this is an eighth of that. And if I set this to screen and put it on top, this is what our set this up top to screen. This is what our card looks like. So anything inside this white is going to be printed. And I can give this any stroke I want. So I might make it like, you know, pink or something like that. And that way I know what is inside of this is what's going to be printed. Now, I think this is a good size for Ryan on this. Oops. So I'm going to move these together. So I'm trying to put everything inside this box. So the outside's going to have a border, and then it's going to have the photo on sort of the inside. But this background image isn't the best. So we're going to combine all this stuff together. Whatever. Turn this into a smart object. I'm going to use the crop tool. Crop. There we go. And I'm going to stretch this out, up and around. We're going to use just the generative fill to generatively expand this. That way we can just make the image larger and spread out the whole back without having it cut off the edge. And honestly, whatever it saves is probably fine. So we've got this here. I just need to match these guys back up again because the image size changed. Oops. Set the fill to 0 on accident. I'm going to try and line these back up, and we should be good. Now, I might want to do the bottom. We'll see. Yeah, I guess I can do that. So we'll open that back up. Crop tool, stretch down a little bit, generate expand at the top, hit fill, and go. Oh, I need to hit enter again so it generatively expands and sees what this is underneath and goes, okay, we want to make this sand or dirt, I guess. Save, quit. Okay. So I just like to go up and basically if I hit up and down and left and right, I can see where it kind of is. I can turn this off and on. So this is a little bit over. So I'm gonna move it down and over. Now it's not in a good spot. It's pretty much the same spot. You're not gonna be able to tell really. Because again, this is gonna be a 2-inch card. Okay, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna right click with both these selected and link these layers together. That way if I move one, they both move. Now, when I'm designing a sports card, I usually like to... let me look at something real quick. Okay, cool. So I usually like to have like a name. So we need content for this. So the content we need for this is the photo. We need Ryan Johnson. Maybe we put card collector 2 on there. I'm just typing just to put stuff on here. We need first pitch. And we could make a fancy name with first pitch. You know, he's a card collector. Maybe it's something to do with card collecting or packs, something like that. Let me go to actually his email. So he sent me an email with these photos. I want to see what he said in that. I think he basically told me the date and when he did this. So let me pull that up. If my email loads, which it's not. Great. So it was Brewers Pirates. It was inaugural trading card night at America Family Field in Milwaukee. So I'm going to copy that. That way we can have a location. Maybe it's trading night. Game was July 9th. So this is pretty recent, which is pretty cool. This was 20 days ago. So if we look at like that Wemby card, it's really what I'm thinking about hierarchy. What do I want? And what I want is I probably want first pitch to be large, inaugural trading card night small, his name kind of large with card collector underneath it. Let me put just like an at so people know what that is. And then the date. And then we'll try and put like an autograph on here. So let's look at some other first pitch cards. And I mean, honestly, you might just look at like Topps 2024 baseball series 1. I know what sports card names are, but you can just look and see what people make for cards. Topps has been in charge of baseball for a while. Oh, these are all sold cards too, so these are going to be all expensive like Shohei Ohtani cards. Like here's an example of a Topps archive card. So Topps card, you can look at this. It's basically just a frame with the name and the logo on it. Place for a signature, photo of person. But it's got interesting elements going around the card to keep the viewer or us engaged. So let me see. I think I have his logo somewhere because I've done some work for him. CC2. When I'm searching my computer, I usually just search by like size. So I don't know what these are. I'm just going to open up these old files. And I'll just pull one of his logos from here. And we will go off of that. Made him a couple trading night things. So here's one. So here is his logo. Great. All right. So we have his logo. We can toss it on here. And I kind of want to make him a couple different little options. That way he has control over what they look like. Maybe we make him a couple. We're going to put this on like a test sheet for some other cards we're going to print off. So that should be fun. So what I initially want to do is there's a card that I kind of want to emulate called Moments. And I don't know if I'll be able to find it. It's from... Let me just find it actually. It's next to my desk. I have trading cards. Specifically Devin Hester and Obi Toppin. Let me just find this card because it's in here somewhere. I just don't know where. Because I have so many cards. I think it's back here. Bear with me. Here it is. Cool. Alright, found it. Didn't take too long. This is a card from Luminance, which is Devin Hester. So I like this idea where it's in the front, you get the holographic on Moments itself, but everything else is pretty much white. So that's kind of what I wanted to do for him to start. And that's why I kind of showed you the black and white or the white before. So I'm going to make a solid color of white. And then we can take this background image and then invert it. Oh, and this is where I want to go. And I might want to go to guides. Ooh, new guide layout. I'm not going to clear the existing guides. I'm going to keep them the same. I'm just going to add columns and rows with no gutter. The gutter is space in between guides. So I want to make sure this is in the dead center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color fill. No. I'm taking the background image. I'm going to grab my gradient tool. I'm going to make it a white gradient. So I show straight from the center using a radial gradient. I can go like this. And then maybe we pull, whoops, go like this. Oh, and then drag this up a little bit. So now it's kind of like this Moments. We've got a background here. And is this in black and white? Yeah. What is it? Yeah, so it's in black and white. We can make it black and white if we want. We'll see later. So let me hide all this stuff. I'm going to put this in a different layer. I'm going to toss this up here, put it in a group. Information. Let me see if I can open up Keycaster. Open system settings. Keycaster is just a cool thing. It allows you to see what I'm hitting. So if I make a group, and if I hit Command G to make a group, you can see what I'm hitting. Open system preferences. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, which is fine. There we go. All right, so I just want to move this down. No, I need to put this right here. There you go. Now if I type, you can see it types this. Hello. All right. So we have our information here. I'm going to type, and I like to draw boxes when I make text, which is why I like to have guides around the edges. Is so I can say first pitch, and we can probably make this a name. I've got men's gymnastics on in the background. So I've got that in view just in case we do something crazy. So one thing we might want to do is figure out a name for this. So let's do that. So I'm going to actually go to ChatGPT just to figure out names. And I've done this before. It's kind of nice to use just to be like, give me a bunch of dumb names and then try and figure out ones that don't stink. So let me go to that. Dismount, stuck it, awesome. I think our men's team is doing pretty solid. So ChatGPT. I also like to use this for let's close the sidebar. Okay. I want you to think about the sports card world and what great cards exist and come up with a name for a card based around a quote-unquote first pitch for someone who collects and sells cards. Make it an alliteration. It's basically going to give me like fast pitch fever and stuff like that. Premier pitch prodigy. I want you to give me 25 ideas. First pitch fireballer, debut diamond deliver. See, some of these, they're so cheesy. Make them less cheesy. And none of these are probably going to work. I might just make it say first pitch, to be honest. I just kind of want another one. Make them sports card related. We'll see what this does. Yeah, like none of these are solid. So instead, let's go to fonts.adobe.com. Continue with Google. We will sign in with my account, get rid of eBay so we can see what we're doing here. And then we can look at fonts. So I like to do this and use Adobe to just look for fonts. So I'm going to type in, I keep typing fast pitch, first pitch. Oh, that's not there. I want this here. First pitch. We're going to get an example of what the card's going to look like. Generally, I want it to be condensed and I want it to be heavy. So this is going to show me all of those. How many is that? 310 font families. I don't really want it to have a lot of contrast either, which is going to give me a lot of things like this, which is fine. And I'm probably going to end up using a font I use all the time. This venue font actually looks kind of like the Moments one. I'm going to add that. PF Venue. Let's see what that looks like. Give this a second to work. PF Venue. And let's look for a couple more. Just so we can get a couple ideas and allow that to actually come in. See, like Acumen's good. I've got that installed. Field Gothic. It really just depends on how condensed I want. Yeah, like Field Gothic Narrow's good. I do want to keep in mind too that this is going to be printed, so I want to make sure that you can see it on the card. And I've got a ruler here that'll help me figure out. There's our PF venue, black. First pitch. Blow this up, kind of like that. Great. Maybe we do this. It's kind of a monoface, but not really. A monotype font might work better for this. And we'll put this below Ryan, like this. And blow it up. Now you can't really read first pitch, so that's not great. So we'll do first pitch, which I typed up again for no reason. We'll just make it smaller, kind of like this. Maybe, I don't know. It's not long enough. It's not like condensed enough. Let me put some of these cards away. I have a very specific ruler. Let me see if I can find it. Usually just chilling. Interesting. All right, so this is called a shader ruler. You can't get them anymore, but it has points and picas on it. So I can take this moments card and see how wide and how big these letters are. That way I can put them in here and make sure that it'll show up and theoretically print correctly. So the thickness of the letters on here under moments is 1/10 of an inch. So if I go here and I'm just going to make a rectangle. I'm going to make it 0.1 inches by height. I don't know. I think it's 0.75. That's not right. Okay, we're going to hit U. We're going to do the width of 0.1 inches and then 0.75 inches, not pixels. So this is how wide moments is. So you can see first is a little narrow. So I'm going to go in here and we're going to just select a different font. So let's look through here. I've got all these fonts I use all the time. I might want to use one of those. What was Acumen was good. Acumen's a great font. I like how it looks there. Let's go back to Adobe Fonts. And what do we got here? Do we want to do round? Maybe. I want something real condensed. Like I usually just go and just use like Dharma Gothic. It's like my favorite font. It looks nice. We're probably just, probably just gonna use Dharma Gothic because it's Dharma Gothic. There's no other font needed. So I'm gonna delete this. This says first pitch. Okay, I'm gonna right click this and turn this into a shape. That way I can make it as wide as possible. I can also go in, I'm gonna hide this top layer. I'm going to grab the upper portion of this and drag it up to the top. And then I'm going to grab the bottom portion of this and stretch it down a little bit. That way we can make first pitch. I don't know what I'm going to do at the bottom here. Let's grab all this middle. Middle and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And grab just this top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. So now it says first pitch. We turn this on. This is what the card looks like. Kind of nice. I think I want more padding. Let me make this just a little bit smaller and move it down. So it says first pitch now. Now what I'm showing you is, let's say we want that to look holographic. What I can do is I have this holographic texture. I can just put it up here and just put it on top of it. So it's going to look like it's a first pitch. Now on this moments card, this is more like foil stamped, not printed. But we can figure out, do we want to make this a specific color? Do we want to have something so we can read this first pitch better? How can we do that? What do we do on other cards? So a lot of times they'll have just like the border be first pitch. So maybe we'll copy this first pitch here. And this is a shape, so I can actually give this a stroke. So I'm gonna give this a stroke of like 4 pixels, and I want the stroke to be on the outside, so it looks like this. But I want that to be applied to the whole thing, so it looks like this. I'm gonna duplicate that by holding down the Option key and dragging, and then let's make this a gold color. So I'm gonna give this a fill of a gradient, and I have some gold gradients in here. I think I have some better ones. Let me drag this down. So I've got like some gold gradients that look like this. This one's nice, except it has black on here randomly. Like this random, yeah, there we go. So now it looks like this. So if we zoom in, it'll say first pitch with some holographic on it there. But maybe we want the holographic to also sort of shine through. So it'll be somewhat looking gold. But it'll still show up. Now, his brand colors are red. So maybe we pull up this top information. We pull this up. We grab the red color from here. And we use this and we give this just a fill of that red color. Kind of like that. Like that looks kind of nice. Now, one thing I've learned from doing this is having strokes around other objects looks pretty good. So I'm going to give this a stroke of 3. We can't see anything. Is it doing inner strokes again? Yeah. I want a stroke on the outside of this that's like 3 pixels. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the same hollow, duplicate it, and put it on top. So now if we look, it's going to have a holographic texture around him and around the text, which we can see on other cards. Let me find one that might do the same thing. And some of these cards, like this card, is from Obsidian, and I'm trying to see what is printed. So this card is from Obsidian. The whole thing is pretty much printed on the holographic paper. The only thing that's not is the player photo and then a couple logos. That way you can see the logos, and people want to make sure that logos are viewable. Now, to make first pitch even more legible, I might give this a black stroke of like 2 pixels, maybe on the inside, so you can really see it. And maybe it's not black, maybe it's white. What does that look like? Oh, but I set this to multiply, so I can't do that. I have to duplicate it, give it a fill of nothing, like this, and then give it a stroke of 2, and then set that to normal. So it would look like this. Kind of read it. I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of it for now. So this is what we've got going on. So the issue with this card, though, is it says first pitch. Where are we gonna put any other information? You know, where are we gonna put all of this information? You know, we've got the date. And again, if I look at this moments card, it's got just the name and the team. It's got the year from the card, but it just says moments on the front. It doesn't have any of the information except it's on the back. And we can design the back, which we'll probably do. I'm going to do, man, see, I'm going to do something kind of cool. I'm going to slant this a little bit just to make it a little bit more exciting. There's nothing cooler than slanted text. So we got first pitch. What if we add like, can I add like a starburst? Let's do like 10 sides, and let's do the star ratio of like 75. What does that look like? It's exactly what I want. So maybe we put this behind this here, and we have this be just holographic. Kind of like that. And then we have, it's not applying to the stroke, so we'll get rid of the stroke, but what do we want the stroke to be? I'm trying to think of what they have. Let me grab this OB card. So you can see on this card, you might not be able to see it on here, but there's a nice outline on OB on this card. There's actually a white outline and then the stroke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, get rid of, or let's duplicate this, get rid of this, and give this a stroke. I'm actually going to hit new smart object via copy. That way this is a new separate smart object. This has a stroke of 3. I'm going to give it a stroke of 2. And I'm going to make that stroke white. It doesn't really matter, because I'm going to then actually just give this a color overlay of white. Delete this. So now we have this very tiny line. Well, I want that line to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go to the stroke here and just up this a little bit. Up, up. Save, go back. We're on floor, got been out of bounds, not great. Okay, so now it looks like this. So this looks kind of cool. So we've got a white border. So he's framed in a little bit with a thing going around it. So then we can take this and emulate that. So we'll take this. And the question is, do we want to emulate, do we want this to be part of the stroke even? Or do we just take this, duplicate it, give it a fill of nothing, a stroke of like 3? And do we put this on top? Do we put this on top of this? See what I mean? And I think I want a couple of these. I want it to like emit out like this. Oops. Duplicate this. Make it larger. So it really pulls focus in here. Now we can't read the text as well. So maybe the good thing about how this is kind of set up is we can just take the text and put it wherever we want. So I'm gonna link these layers together. So I can just do this. First pitch, whatever. I'm gonna hide this and just start with what we have here. So I think what I might want to do is actually delete these. So this, we can give this a stroke of 2. Give it to the outside maybe. And then how do I want to do this? Just duplicate it again and then just make this larger. So it's kind of giving this sort of starburst effect. And again, we're going to have to change all of this to I'm going to set this to multiply. What is it, all these to multiply? You know, do I want it to look like this with the text in the background? Just thinking. What do we want to do? Like, is the red too much? Do we do... Shoot. Do we do normals for these and just have like a red outline? Maybe do we put his logo up there randomly? I don't know why this is cropped weird. Usually what I'll do on this is I'll take his logo and toss it in the corner. Like this. Card collector. 2. Okay. I'm going to hide that for now. But what do we do with the first pitch? Do we want the first pitch just to be... I mean, I could set these to all have fills of 0, and then they're just strokes. But then if we set these to normal... Well, actually, I can delete all of these and put these in a group together. And then the group there like that. So then it's just kind of... this little starburst effect. that's going around this. Let me make this a little bit larger. And then I want to make sure these polygons all have the same stroke. I want to make sure this stroke, I don't think strokes scale in Photoshop actually. And actually let's duplicate this top one. Let's make it black. And set the fill, what is fill? Fill. There's a hotkey up here somewhere I accidentally hit. Oh, I set it to overlay on accident. This is set to normal. This is going to be set to multiply there. You know, so it brings the eye to this. Maybe this isn't this. Maybe we make this gold, you know. There. Kind of like that. I want to create a polygon. I just want to do this. So we've got first pitch. We've got his name. But how do we want the name to be done? Oh, hey, Chris. How's it going? It's delayed, Chris. I'm going to blame the delay. Chat absolutely ignore bad streamer. I'm washed up, Chris. You're also the only one here watching, so welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful night in Poland. See, the thing too is like, is 2 pixels too small to like even print well? So maybe I want to take these and make this like 3 pixels so it really prints. But then is this going to bleed together? And do we even need this? You know, it's just all these different ideas of does this look better probably than what I was doing? I think so. So we got first pitch. Maybe what we do for the first pitch is we take our little mask down here, which is going to be above this. I don't want to position the text like this. Do you mean I don't want it to be stereotypically slanted? Oh yeah. It might say first B word. Okay. See, that's a good point. That's why Chris is here. Keep me honest. So maybe I can set this to be, when we have this mask print, it'll only be like 50%. So you'll still see some of it, but not all of it. Let's fix some of this text. Still says the same thing. These are all shapes though, so I can just do this all at the same time and fix that problem. See, so now it says first pitch. Definitely can tell that this is a P. You can tell this is an S. We can use a little bit of knowing the user is going to fill in the information, but we don't want to make the job too hard for them. Let me see the moments card. Pretty simple. Okay, so we've got first pitch here. I'm trying to think, do we want to make his... I'm going to make him smaller then. And what we can do too is we can save this. Here's something I randomly made for someone. Let's do this. Let's get rid of all of this. This is one of my templates I used. These are the carbs. So I want this top loader. I'm just gonna blow this up. It's the guy that came to town for him. So I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna take our card and toss it in here. Now this is gonna be a little bit larger, but I can hit save and go back here, and this is gonna show me what the card's going to look like, except it didn't. So we'll go here, and then we'll toss the card in here. Oh god, and make it larger, like that. Save, go back. So this theoretically is what the card is going to look like when we print it. Now, this is a smart object, and this is a smart object. So we can edit this, quit out of our original file, and then when we save it, it'll save there. Now, it'll save into Adobe, though. So as long as we don't mess up this other file, we should be fine. But this is showing me that the text at the top isn't perfectly aligned because it's not. Because I adjusted it. So I might have to redo the text completely. But we'll see. Oh god. My mouse went onto my iPad, which I do not want. Because apparently if you have your iPad like on the same Wi-Fi, you can connect it to your mouse will work on it. I don't know. It's really weird. It's happened for me a couple times. So first pitch, we do have that white stroke on this, right? Except I think I want this on the inside. And is that true white? Yeah. But this is set to multiply. That's fine. So we hit save. We go back here. It updates. This is what we're looking at. I kind of like that. Now he's an Ohio State Buckeye fan too. So the red is going to bode well for that. So we've got first pitch. We've got this. We need to put on here. So we've got all this room to work down here for his name. So let's do Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson. And we can figure out what we want to do with this. Do we want it to be... We probably want it to have contrast from the top. I like to use... So my go-to is using Dharma Gothic, which is a really tight condensed font, and then using a font called Termina, which is fat and wide. So I might do this. Align it with the top there. Put this down here. Put on here maybe at card... collector 2. Maybe we separate that. Maybe we don't need that on there. I don't know. We're just kind of doing whatever. And the good thing with having this very specific ruler is I can see how big text is on here. So I can see like how big is the OB top and text on this. And I don't like how the chat box isn't showing up because you are chatting so lovely, Chris, and it's just not showing up on here. And if it's not, what's the point? Am I right? So I can look at this and I can use points. So it's about, there's 12 points in a pica. This is like 6 points. So the OB top and down at the bottom, that white is like 6 points, which is pretty small. But I know if this is 6 points, it's the same height as that, which works out well. So let's make this all caps. Let's make it medium. I do want it to be a little bit thick still. Maybe I make it 5. So we have Ryan Johnson, card collector 2. Where do we want to put the date? Do we put the date up here at the top? Put this here and then do what field? Americana field? American Family Field. Is that really what the Brewers Stadium? Brewers Field. American Family Field. Okay. Well, there you go. Make this all caps, make this in Termina, we'll make it bold, we'll make it 5-point font, and look at that. It fits perfectly. So we'll put that there. We'll take this other text, drop. Now, I don't like American Family Field being just this solid dark color, so maybe we make this gold. Just because the Moments card we're doing is gold. Are you going to hide an Easter egg in the card somewhere? I could. What kind of Easter egg do you think we should hide in here? I can hide something in the back, probably. I'm trying to think of a inside joke or something with him that he might like. I'm gonna give this a gradient overlay like this. I'm also going to set this to be, I'm gonna duplicate this. Yeah, he's a Buckeyes fan. It'd be humorous. I'm trying to think of like jokes he's made online. Like there's like the air hug around people, just to be like, so people don't complain if you're like hugging someone and you're married, like stupid things. I should put something Buckeyes related in the background. So I'm gonna turn this gradient map, not gradient map. This is a gradient map.
Gradient map.
I'm just gonna give this a stroke, which is what I want. Let's give it a 3-point stroke, and this we're just gonna put a holographic texture on. So now the holographic, except I need to make this. So it's gonna look like this. This needs to be set to multiply. This needs to be its own smart object, then set to multiply. And theoretically, this is going to print like brighter. So what do we got? Okay, good. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to give this a color overlay of pure white. I'm gonna put its own group by itself and set it to 50. That way it shows up and shines up a little bit better. I do know what this is kind of going to look like though, based on some stuff we've already printed, which is good. But again, if we want to see what this is going to look like, oh God, hold on, where we go? We save this here. Get rid of this, go here. There. So this is what it's going to look like. So this is kind of hard to read. So maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we just want it to be gold. And I think the issue is the really, really bright part of the gold. Is that this here? Yeah. So this is a smart object. Thanks, Brandon. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I told him I was going to make a card, and I just knew a way to motivate myself to do it would be do it live. And he did already humorously have someone make him a card like after he asked me to do this. Let me pull that up. Which really just makes me think I need to put my logo on here somewhere. So this is Card Collector 2. This is who we're making this for. He's got 133,000 followers. He was just at the National, which is a lot of content on here, which was in Cleveland, Ohio. But someone made him this card. So, Bully's card art. Put his logo on it. Card Collector 2, Ryan Johnson. Found some patch. Sort of mocked up what a flawless card would look like. So kind of like this. This is the flawless card. Let me pull up so I can see what I'm doing. So it's got a patch. It's usually stamped. This is of the GOAT Devin Hester, who gets inaugurated into the Hall of Fame in 6 days, which I'm very excited about. But we're just going to make something a little bit more exciting than this. And it's going to be printed in holographic. So we're trying to not do better than, but do better than. So let's get some stuff out of the way. Let me pull this here. First pitch, we got our text already. Okay. So we got first pitch, July 9th, American Family Field, Ryan Johnson card collector. So we should probably give this the same gradient overlay. Do that, and we'll apply it to this. So what I'm thinking now in my mind is, like, this is fine. Like, here, look, we're done. Like, if we look at this card that Panini made, it's basic. Moments, person, logo, information's all there for what we need. But I don't want to do that. You know, it's not done for me. I don't like the spacing on that. We'll put that right there. It's a little bit better. Let's find my logo, just so I can put my logo on something. New logo. New logo white. Is this my new logo that's actually white? Yeah, okay, good. So I'm gonna give this the same gradient overlay. So I got a nice gold shiny logo. We'll put this down in the bottom hand corner. I can see again, because I have this fancy ruler, like how big is the Bears logo in this, you know? So it's about a 1/4 inch wide. Or tall, it's almost 1/2 inch wide actually. So can I go to properties? Yep. And this is not going to change the height or width of this. I'm gonna have to do that like this. So I think 0.3 is not awful. Oh god. Does not know what I'm hitting. So I can put that right there. Maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller. Make it like 1/4 inch-ish. That kind of ruins this here, but I can put card collector over here now. Why did that happen? See, yeah, that was weird. And maybe I want to put my normal looking logo down here. Logo intro ping. I just know like this is the file. It's called logo intro i9-191 ping. But it's like the 3D rendered version of my logo. It's not called 3D render version of logo, it's just that. Now this is funky. So I'm just gonna kind of cheat, make a layer mask with this, make it black, smaller, and do one of these. Because I don't have a vector version of his logo. Oh god. I forgot how nice I like this sort of music I made, or not made, what's the word? Curated. So we got first pitch, we got that. So I just need to make his name a little bit smaller and put it up in the middle. Now I ruined my grids, or my guides. This is kind of cool. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna go back here. This is saved. We'll go back here. See what it's gonna look like. Like that's kind of nice, you know, as an option. Honestly, the logos I think ruin it, so maybe we'll put the logos on the back and bump this up again and put it down here and put it in the center like that. Now, personally, I think what works well with this card is it's horizontal. This one obviously isn't. Now, this works well. He's going left and right. He's coming forward. He's sort of throwing the pitch. But how can we jazz this up, essentially? I feel like we can have some sort of framing in here, but then figure out how to keep this as the focus. Like, this is cool, but like, I don't know. I want more. The United States men have one more rotation to go. They might get a bronze medal, which would be cool. It's like this photo, this thing we showed you here. It's got a border. Do we want to give this a border? Maybe. That might help. But it's just got sort of these symmetrical shapes down here at the bottom. First pitch, Yankee Stadium. Oh, and we might want to add somewhere a place for a logo. Not a logo, an autograph. Let's give this actually, let's frame this in. Oh, except my frame's gone. So I'm going to go to View Guides, New Guide Layout. And we'll do 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. The pink border is just a guide to know where the bleed is. So it's not actually going to print. That's why it's going to look like this when printed. So this is what the card's going to look like. So the pink border is just there as a guide. That way I know when I print this, it's going to go and bleed off of the edge correctly. I can show you an example of how that works. Brian, yes, you can get a promo code. Let me look and see what they are. There's usually a promo that's always there called Mega Pack. If you type in Mega Pack, if you spend more than like $43 or something like that, you get like 15 bucks off or something like that. So let me pull that up just to verify if it logs in. Let me go to my website and let me pull up some of these cards that I was talking about. So like here's a card I showed you. This is a Jet Set card. So this is the border. I don't know why it's changing the background. So it's because it's clear. So this is the border of the card, but this is what we're going to print. That way when we cut it, it's got a nice crisp edge to it and there's no white. And I can show you how I have these set up on a test sheet to get printed. Selling. Discounts. Yeah, any order over $42.99, you get $15 off if you just use the code MEGAPACK. MEGAPACK all caps. That's the only thing I've got going on now, I believe. No, the Jet Set template, that's a card I'm actually making for Dayton 6th. I haven't showed these really to anyone, so you guys get to see them. I'm going to pull up InDesign, which is where I have these set up, and I'll show you what these cards look like. Hopefully my computer doesn't get mad that I have too many cards open at once. Too many cards. Too many files. All right, so since these are going to be actually printed, let me go to InDesign. Here's Adobe InDesign. Welcome to Adobe InDesign. This is a 13 by 19 sheet of paper that these are going to be printed on. So what I need to do is basically I have these set up where these are the cut lines. And if I go to my layers, oh, they're way over here on a different screen. Wait. Did I delete that top layer? Oh, I must have deleted the top layer on accident. Layers? Here we go. Let me copy this. Make a new layer here and paste it. Paste. Paste in place. There we go. So this top layer, this green line is where it's going to print. So anything outside of that, it's not going to print, but it's going to make sure that we have a nice clean edge on the card. There's another example, place for an autograph. This stuff's going to get cut off, but it's not that big of a deal. And then these are the masks that go underneath it. So in this ready for takeoff card, the only thing that's going to be white is the bottom, which is pure white. We can see here, it's going to be pure white. And then everything's going to be holographic, or that you can see, except we're going to have white text in white behind the player. And then a faint white line around this chrome here. But everything else up here is just going to print opaque. Now the black is going to print pretty much black, but this is going to be all holographic red up here, holographic inside this, and then holographic around the card. So that's what we're trying to do here. And I'm going to add this card right here on this test sheet. Let me close out of these and we'll go back to Photoshop. That's why I want to make this look cooler than it is now. Because this is fine. I like how this looks. Like, I'm going to save this. Like, this is going to be moments. And this is saving into Photoshop because we're using it as a smart object. But I'm going to save this to my desktop anyway. So that's one idea. I'm going to... We're not going to start over. We're going to... I mean, but we're going to kind of start over. Rhine card 2. So this one's going to be more like this Wemby card. So we're going to make a frame for a photo, essentially. So, let's delete some stuff. We're going to delete this, delete this, delete this. This is fine, but we're going to delete the layer mask, so it's just the photo. We can still have the frame around him. I think that's nice. So we're going to do that. Maybe we humorously want to... Or not humorously, it's kind of what they do on this Moments card. I'm going to select the brush, and I'm going to make it 50% brightness. And, you know, maybe we... Well, I wonder how I could do this, actually. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to go into the blending mode and make it the current layer. Anything that's like kind of dark is going to show through. And then turn that into a smart object. Copy this, delete the layer mask, and make this the layer mask. And then delete this. But invert it. What do I want to invert? Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, put Michael Rubin in the background. Right. I think the United States are doing pretty solid. So this is just the white mask. So I want the white mask to not be on... black. What are we looking at here, Brad? What do we got going on here? I feel like you don't know what you're doing. This is the white mask. Oh, this is the white. There's no white mask. Let me group these together. This is what I want. But I want this to be white. Like that. So then we put this on top and we set this whole thing to multiply and turn this on. Except not multiply, we set this to normal. Or we put this down here because this is the stroke. What we need to do is we need to take this and mask it out like that. So it's just a stroke. So if we go like this, we go like this, that's a normal. Ah, I know what the problem is. There we go. This is what we want. So now if we take this and we change the underlying layer to dark, no, current layer, not underlying. So if the current layer, it's going to make it so his pants are holographic. But that's not what I want. I want to set this to multiply, like that. And then take this layer underneath it, set it to normal, make this a white layer. White. Great. Now we're going to just take this and basically brush away so then his pants are holographic. This is what I wanted to do. Very complicated on what I wanted. So this way when this prints, it's only going to print 50% of this layer theoretically. And I'm going to have to tweak it later. But I really only want it to affect the dark parts, which is why I was going to take this, set the current layer to be like that. And then take this and then go like that. There. So now anything that's kind of dark is getting... Anything that's like this is getting holographic. Fully. But I don't want his skin to be... I want to just be able to see his face and stuff. We're going to paint this back on. Paint, paint, paint. And we should probably do this on like the Moments card because that would be kind of cool. Alright, the United States I think has one more guy to go in gymnastics. And then we'll know if we win or not. I think China and like Canada or Japan is going to be first, second. And then hopefully we can get third. We've got a little bit of a lead on Ukraine. See, that's the thing I hate. His expression is priceless. Like, when you're throwing out like a first pitch or like a lot of things athletically, look weird because it's athletic. Like you're not up there like just cheesing, just So, all right, we got that. We got that. Let me hide some of this other stuff. So, like, I like this as a base background photo. Now, if I look at a card, let me find one. So, like, here's a card from Select. It's Monty Kamara card. I want to see how big this autograph is. So the autograph is, if we look at inches, it's like 0.9 tall, and then wide at the widest point, like 210. So I do like 2.1 inches by 0.9 inches. Like this is where a rectangle. This is where like an autograph could go, and this is kind of large. So what a lot of what cards do is you just have a nice little spot for it. So like here's a nice little spot that we can have it, and it's integrated into the card. Some cards are designed where it's just here's a gradient, figure it out. I don't know what we're gonna do for this specifically. We'll probably just have like a gradient going off from the bottom like this. Oh gosh. And then we'll take a black layer. We got one guy. It's one guy left. Who's like a specialist on pommel horse. Marquee what? I'm going to use the marquee tool. Let me just briefly watch this guy spin around. As long as he doesn't fall off, I feel like the US will get bronze, which would be super cool. Also, I appreciate you guys for watching this, watching me do this while the Olympics are on in the middle of the day. Yeah, killed it. Cool. So we're gonna give this a frame like this. We're gonna mimic this to a point. Man, the men are so pumped because they're probably gonna get a bronze medal, which is super cool. So I got a rectangle here. I'm gonna make a solid color of just red. We're gonna multiply that. We're gonna multiply that like that. Take that, delete this here, go like that. Hide this. This is what we're going to do. So we got a red border. We got this on side. We're going to take this. We're going to give this a fill of nothing. We're going to give it a stroke of 3. And maybe we put the holographic on that. So we have a holographic border. Now down at the bottom, we can then do first pitch stuff. This is all part of a group. I'm going to group this together. Spot. And here's the thing too, is do we want him full or do we want just like this? Do we want like more action-y looking shot? I kind of like the full photo a little bit. Maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger. Now if we turn this on, you can see this is where the autograph would go. So I'm gonna just sort of jazz this up a little bit so you can see through it. And then I kind of want to blur this a little bit. Let's blur it 5 pixels. So it looks like this. So I can just turn this on and off is like gonna be the idea, but we'll see. So here's his logo. Let's boost his logo up. So what I usually do, what's up CT? What I usually do in designs is like, how can I use what can I pull from his logo to add it on here to make something look interesting? Text my wife saying it looked like they killed it. So like I like this circle. So this circle he uses and these lines, I think I'm going to imitate this. And I think I actually have a little bit different of an idea of what I'm going to do now. And this is all just part of the process about figuring some stuff out for any sort of, really anything you do. I do this for, if I'm coming up with like branded looks for stuff. I'm going to boost this out here. And then we're going to take these lines. Go like this. What do we got going on? You know, I hate the line tool. I hate this line tool in Photoshop. Because it's like I'm drawing the line, but I can't change the weight. But then do I change the weight afterwards here, or do I do it here? And is it an inside if it's an outside? So then it's like 3 points on the outside, but then it's actually like 6. Like, which is it? I just don't like it. Humorously, it'd be funny if I used the pen tool here. But we're not going to do that.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And that is the appropriate way to react to using the pen tool. I might have to use it though, because I hate this tool here. Okay, so I got this going. So I want to make rounded caps. Make these like 10. Great, put it here. Shift down, down, 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 shift down. Okay. Take these, go like this, go like this. 1, 2. Take these, 1, 2. 1. This isn't like exactly how it looks, but it'll be fine. Actually, I can make this look pretty decent. So I'm going to make I'm basically just going to take these lines and just have them just touch the edge of this circle. I'm basically recreating his logo because I don't have a vector version of it. If I had a vector version of it, I would be doing this a little bit differently, but it's not a big deal. And I'll show you what I'm trying to get at with this. These need to come out just a little bit more. As you can see, I'm hitting the arrow button a bunch of times. And we'll grab this last one here. Great. So we'll take these. I have all of these highlighted. We're going to align these up like that. Great. Okay. So this is the back. Oh, we don't need this anymore. So this is on top. So this, I'm going to make red. Great. Like this. I'm gonna group these together and just move these around so I can see what's going on. And we still haven't touched like this back photo, like the photo of him in the back. Like we can do something with that, and that would be more like sport. Like I might do one like that. That's more sports designy of just like, here's the thing I made. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're going to mask it to this circle here. And I could have done this better, but that's fine. Hide this. I'm gonna make these red. Did I miss one? Yeah, I did. Red. Okay, cool. Wife is texting me if they got bronze. I do not know because me. Oh, I have it muted too. I'm gonna guess they have bronze. Let's check Twitter real quick. Twitter. Oh. US Gymnastics. Well, they haven't announced it yet. They're just waiting. They are waiting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this photo and we're going to put it inside this circle like this. And then we're going to take this and give this a stroke of red around the outside. Make it like 10. Kind of like that. So now we're using his brand and his logo to create something with this logo. Except it just looks off, which is not good. But we can fix that. I want this to be... I want to align this to, not the layer. Oh, I want to align to the canvas. There we go. Now I want to align this to the canvas. There we go. Okay, so now I need to take this, delete this layer mask. And I could probably knock this out, be a little bit easier, but that's fine. Yes. Cool. All right. Men's gymnastics got bronze, which is pretty cool. You know what's funny? I pulled up this chat and I had the chat working earlier. It's just not working now. Let me see if I can like fix this. I don't know if I can fix this in OBS now. But what are you gonna do, huh? Let me hit some refresh buttons. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Okay, so this is gonna be I'm gonna make this look kind of similar to that other design I had, which I showed you already. The sort of the ready for flight one. So I'm gonna have this here. We're gonna duplicate this because I want this on top, but I want just this on top. And I'm gonna take this and these layers. I don't think Ryan has a catchphrase. If he had a catchphrase, it would just be like, "Go Buckeyes" or something like that. Actually, I kind of like how this looks. So it's full body image with him in the background like that. I kind of like that. Now this red border, we need to change. All right, my border's back. Great. So I can take... Where's this red layer at? This. Go like this, go like this, go like that, and go like that. There. This is what the card would look like now. Now, I'm not sold on this red border right now. So I'm trying to think of what we could do with that. Because we can make it really prism looking like this. Where it's some sort of organic border with him in the background. Oh, I'm sure it was his first time wearing Brewers colors. Because he's an Ohio State Buckeye fan, as am I. So, like, yeah. I get that. Like, a lot. All right, let's put this in the dead center. Kind of like this. And this is going to be duplicated. This is... No. I need to put this... I'm going to make this a smart object and this a smart object. That's fine. Duplicate both of these. Put these in a group together. Give it a holographic, but we're going to give it a stroke of 10. Group it together and go like that. So it's going to have something like that. Now, I think that's too much of a stroke. So let's do 6. so it looks kind of like this. Like, this is kind of cool. Let me get rid of the guides here, because what is... There's a holographic here being weird somewhere. Oh, it's because I changed the size of the stroke. So this is what we're looking at. I think I need to, like, jut out of this. It's funny because I could use his brand font too, because it's something. I can't tell you what it is, but it's something. Let me copy this, convert to layers. Is that gonna, no, okay, good. I'm gonna make this a little bit larger. First pitch. We're gonna make this black. We're gonna make it Governor Liberator Heavy. No, it's not Liberator. Is it on? It's on ramp. Yeah, there we go. Great that I just happened to figure that out off the top of my head that that's what this is. Okay, so now I need my guides back so I can use the one of the worst tools ever, which is the type on text tool. Like, I can fake this so it's just sort of like this, which I might have to just do. Oh, and since I did that, I don't need this anymore. Great, so this looks like that. Oh, I guess I can just rotate it however I want, but I can't because it doesn't rotate the, okay, there we go. I was like, it doesn't rotate the text. That's why this type tool stinks. Like, where am I supposed to, like, I want to edit it, but I can't. Oh, just first pitch? I don't know. First pitch. Man, I just hate this thing. Expand this out a little bit. So it's first pitch. I can copy and paste this or just duplicate it. You know, maybe I have it say first pitch phenom, but I want, I can't click on anything. This is literally the worst. So it starts down here, but I can't, you know, click on it to edit it. Probably would be easier to do in Illustrator and then port over. But I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. See, I want it on the inside. Like, what is the easy way of changing this? There's not. It's just like, just delete it and then try again with this. But then I can't, but then I text on the inside. That's not what I want. I want to text on the path. Phenom. But I want to flip the text up, which is easy to do in Illustrator and apparently impossible here. First pitch, this would have theoretically some sort of stroke around it. Let's do 4-point stroke, set to that, and then we'll take our holographic texture and go like this. Sorry. Oh, see, when I hit this, it's supposed to convert it to a smart object because it says it's doing a specific there. See, it did it there. Shoot. See, first pitch, good. Like that looks great. Now I want to do it the other way. Don't break, you know? But for real, if anybody has a good way of using this actual tool, that is the worst tool to use in Photoshop outside of the pen tool. I go with the Hezbollah philosophy, so it doesn't always have to pan out that way. Where is... See, like, the tools are here somewhere. Like, where is the easy way to change this? Like, what is this? Yeah, I can warp it, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. Let's do this instead. So I'm going to type out the word phenom. And then I can convert that to a smart object, and I can go to transform, warp, and then I can just do an arc of -50. So that looks dumb. It's more like 45, but you see how much it's bending it? I usually do an arch. Maybe I'm just going to do that. You know, make this larger. First pitch phenom. But this looks completely busted as text. It would kind of be like this. Stretched out though. I don't know. See, this is just cycling through. What the hell is going on? See, like this, it's what can we do to jazz this up? So I'm just taking like a nod to like select. So like wherever zebra is where we can have the holographic color. So what can we do for that? And for this it makes sense. We rely on a lot of horizontal things. Now we can do two things. We could play a lot with I could do some 3D lettering and make it look really cool. I might do that, but I kind of want to figure out the basis for this design, you know? I might put some 3D text on here, though. That would look cool. Let's do that on here. Let's do that here. Cinemanon. Let's see. I did some gold text recently. What did I do that on? Trying to think of recent stuff. What is this? I did it here. Okay, we'll use this. Let me just pop open Cinema 4D, which might break my computer. And we'll do first pitch in that gold, because that gold will look sweet on this white. It will look cooler than this. So I'm going to hide all of this. Cinema 4D is going to take like 8 years to open because my computer's, streaming. I've got Photoshop open. It's doing all this stuff, but we'll see how it works. I have rendered stuff on stream before though, so. Give it a sec, give it a sec. What do you want? want that. Okay. Cool. So I have this Cinema 4D file that I just edit for all of my text. So I'm just gonna take the camera and just drop it down so it's kind of like this. This is kind of the size of a card, which is already good. What is this? This is what I want. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna change this text to say first pitch. We're not gonna use this font. We're gonna use something else. What does this look like? Looks pretty good. Just make the height more. First pitch. Can I make it more condensed? Yes, I can. And I want to make the depth less. Kind of like that. And make this a little bit larger. What does this look like? Crazy. Why is it doing that? Yeah, that looks bad. Let's turn these on. I think I like these. There's a light somewhere that's like kind of messing things up. But I don't remember. Like it's too dark here in the front. If I turn these off. I don't think I want this like, I don't know why it's doing that. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Shadows, we're gonna do area shadows everywhere. Specular illumination, no. Details. Showing this. And none. Alright, what do we got here? Okay, I don't want any of these to show in reflection. What do we got now? Now I need these two guys back. Not bad. What light? What is this big? I need this to be like that. And I need this to show in reflection. Is this that? Is this in what? What is? Oh, this is the light. Okay, show this in the reflection. Okay, I like that better. What happens if I get rid of these but still have that? There is too much bump. Is there a bump on this? I don't think there's a bump on this. No. What does that look like? I moved coordinates, so the camera moved. All right, we're gonna put this back up here. First pitch and solidify that. Okay, now what are we looking at? I think I kind of need these. How does that look? I think we just need to make it a little bit more depth. Great. And then make the cap a little bit smaller. All right, we'll render this out because you said 3D text. Great. Writing text, sure, and crash on stream. We'll see how long that takes. Oh, okay, it's not gonna take long at all. Good. Love it when a plan comes together like that. Okay, so we've got this sort of version, which is kind of nice. I like the idea of this. It's just, how do we want to do it? I like that. we'll take these. We'll toss these in here. Like this. Go in here. There's no channel. Oops. Take this text, put it here. Go to channels. Alpha the channel. This. Go like that. Go like that. Go like this. Save. Save. Sure. Boom. First pitch. Put that back down here behind Ryan like we want. Where was that? Oh, it's right here. First pitch. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Put it right here. This is where it might look sweet if it was first pitch stacked 3D maybe. I mean, it took 4 seconds to export, so maybe we can try it out. So we go to first pitch. A line in the middle. Great. Looks terrible. Make it large. Horizontal spacing is fine. I want the vertical spacing to be whoop. And I want to change the... See, the issue with making it large, though, is the lights. So let's do like 150 or 200. And then change the vertical spacing. Then I could probably make this a little bit bolder. No, that's too bold. This is what we had. Horizontal spacing a little bit. The camera we can zoom in on then. And move down. So it's like this. First pitch. This is where like a mono font would come in handy. Which is why I like using Dharma, because it's pretty mono. And we can get real thick. Like I can go like heavy. And it'll look like this, which is kind of nice. Just the horizontal spacing's a little busted. So like if this is the camera, how does that look? But the thing too is, just what does this look like? Just off the bat. Kind of okay. Well, let's render this out and just see what happens. I think first pitch over this whole thing will look cool. Maybe we have it say first pitch and it's going off like the edges. You know? So we're gonna let that render a little bit. Let's go back over to this other guy. See, like I like this. First pitch, kind of nice. So let's go with this again, like a circular design. So this can be white, but apparently it can't because this is a smart object. Because I screwed it up. So this is white. Duplicate this. Take away the color overlay. What do we got here? Is this a final or semis? Oh, women's individual medley final. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this border because I don't think we need it anymore. We're going to make this a very circular design. And this is why I have this stroke at the top, just so I can make sure that these circles are correct. I'm going to add a color overlay to this and drop this down. So the card's going to be like that because we're using our guides. Okay, we're going to hide this. We're going to grab this other one. See, this might look sick. It also might look bad. I should say breaststroke instead of stroke. But it's an individual medley. They're doing the butterfly right now. The move tool cannot be used. What? What? Save. Diff. See, like this looks kind of badass. Like this is kind of intense. First pitch. Does this read first pitch? This could be a B technically. Humorously, I think it needs to be a little bit wider. So, you know, we could manually stretch it out like a psychopath. Doesn't that look cool though? Do I need to make this? It's like, do I make it smaller? Kind of like that. Oops. So we have more room then up here to do stuff. Or maybe we have it say first pitch like this. And we blow it up to the edges. Or maybe it's just like this. Halfway done with the individual. So we put this up here and then we take all this other information and we put it down at the bottom. Like this. I think this looks cool. A little bit more padding. Maybe we put it like right there. And then what does it look like if I hit overlay or multiply? Usually when I do this, I'll put like a little bit of an overlay, a little bit of a multiply, just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. I'm going to save this because I like it. Man, this Macintosh swimmer is destroying it for Canada. Now what we do we get rid of this even? No, we keep this in here. But we can make this black and white now, which we're going to use a
gradient map
to do that, because that's the only way to make something black and white. Not really, but look at this nice green gradient map color. I'm gonna make it actually black. Oh, I gave it a gradient overlay. What an idiot. Didn't even go to the adjustments and hit the right button. There, see? Oops. Let's do one of these. Oh, in this house, in every house, we hate the perceptual gradial map. It's awful. Alright, looks like US is going to get another silver at least in swimming, which is good. How many Poland Olympic medals? You guys have a silver. Good job. Okay. I think this looks cool. It's gonna look even cooler when we go like this and give this a stroke. 1 and 2? Yeah, 2 and 3, great. Stroke. Give this like a stroke of 6. Combine it. Holographic texture on top. So you see how this is my mouse is telling it to turn this into a smart object by hitting these hotkeys, but it won't do it. But if I hit right click, it'll do it for me. This looks cool. I like how this looks. Let me group this together. Text. Do we want to make this like a black and gold card? So this really shines. Like it shines here. But I don't know if it's going to shine as well because it's going to be printed, but it should be fine. Like really I would set this to be multiply and it would look like this. Which is why I would duplicate this color overlay of white. Set this to another group, set this to multiply, set this to pass through, and then set this to be normal at an opacity of 50. Or 75. Something like that. First pitch. So if I make this whole thing black, it looks kind of like this. Then I don't need this stroke. I can just make this holographic. Kind of like this. But in theoretically, it would be brighter. But actually, it would look kind of nice with the stroke around it. I just think the stroke is a little too much now on black. But here's the thing. I don't know how the black's going to print. Which is why I'd rather make it white. Let me put this below this. Oh, this needs to be set to normal. Mosaic-ish, yeah. That's kind of what I made the original cards for this. Like the first batch of cards we did last year, I made very mosaic-esque. So like, they looked like this. Very mosaic heavy, cool shapes with some shadows and stuff like that. Photo, place for, logo. This is more of a... Yeah, that's what I want. This is more of a like insert. It's like a color blast. Like a color blast would look kind of like this, with the black with this popping. I think the gold looks cool. I think I just need to tweak some of this text just to be normal. And why does this look this way? Oh, because of this. Okay, that's better. So I'm gonna save this as the moments card. Go here. So like this is like fine, you know, kind of okay for what we want. So we're gonna replace this with our moments card. Oh, or not even that. Yeah. How about I've got a 2022 Jam Masters or something like that. Okay, so we have this. This is what the card's going to, you know, look like. Let me just boost this up a little bit. So say we go back here. So it's gonna look like this, which looks cool. But right, what can we put in the background? You know, can we put my logo on here? Can we put his logo on here somewhere to make this really shine? We put our logos up here at the top. Take all of this fun information. This is why you label layers, so you can easily do this. See, I don't know where to put these freaking logos. I'm gonna put them on the back. You probably don't need this text to be like this anymore. I need my guides back. Monopoly black icon border comes to mind. Oh. Like a parallel of his logo? Is that what we're saying? So it's just his logo repeated? Can I make this smaller? Just gonna, when I was in college, it was like my type classes. Shoot, hold on. It was like How small can we make this text? Can we make it smaller? That is the challenge. That was my challenge. Can I make this smaller? No, I don't want to do that. I want to take this. I don't know. It's a good question. I feel like when he was making his card account, someone was already Card Collector 1. Card Collector 3 is his new baby. Card Collector 1. It's an account that has 45 followers and 0 posts on Instagram, so that's a shame. So what kind of filigree can we put on this is the question, or how can we jazz up the bottom here? I think this looks cool. Was it not? What's not linked? I think this looks cool, especially if we do what they do with like Mosaic and we do something like oh, we just got another bronze. Is that in the 200 free final that I'm looking at right now? Should have gotten, looks like he could have gotten first but failed. Hobson. Cool. Oh, they're very happy. Good. Do something like this. So the black is only like 75%. See, I just like how clean this looks. I think this looks really clean. And I like things that look clean. Ryan Johnson. So like I think down here we can like like they do here, stack things up. Like guide it in so you look at this. So it's like, how can we do that with... Now we go back to the question of... Hold on. Save. Like this shape here. How can we incorporate... Can we incorporate this now? You know, we have it here. Can we take the first pitch? Can we put this here and just blow it up? If we do that, we can't see it. But maybe we put it behind the text and everything and just make it kind of gold. You know, give it a fill of 0. Come over here and then just give this a gradient overlay of gold. I don't know how there's black in there. It's weird. I move it around. Okay. That didn't work. Clearly. Like, there's no black over here. Like, I don't understand why it does that. But do something like this. So it's like first pitch. Or maybe this is the holographic texture. So it's hollow. Or maybe it's holographic and gold. So we put that in a group together and set this to multiply. So like that, like I like that. That looks kind of nice. And then we can actually take this new smart object via copy, put it up here, go in here, disable this, get rid of the stroke, give this whole thing a fill of 100, save, go back here, and then we take our background image that we have, and we actually put that here and set it to normal, and then delete this layer mask. So it's kind of like this, but smaller. So like this, but then it has a border on top of it that is the same gradient overlay, and then this is a stroke, and the fill of this is 0. Fill of this is 100. The fill of this is 0. There. So then it's kind of like that. And then this is set to multiply. I didn't change the smart objects. I need to make this a new smart object via copy so they're not the same as smart objects. That makes sense. So now I can go in here, set the fill to be 100%, save, go back here. And now it looks how I want, except I want this to be multiplied and I don't want this to have a stroke. I just need this to go on top of this. So then this needs to be set to its own layer, set to neutral, set to normal, not neutral, set this to here, to here, to here, to here. Bam, like that. Kind of like busted, not really. Oh, card number? Or the, yeah, card number on the back. It's a good idea. I don't think I want this to be stroked anymore. I think I just want it to be the fill. Yeah, like that. I think that makes a little bit more sense. You can take all these and do sort of this. I think that's kind of nice. Do I then take this whole thing, duplicate it, take this and give this a stroke on the outside like that, and do a normal like that. There. I think this is starting to look nice. But then also, does this look better than if we just go back to the white? I think the black pops. It just pops better. Contrast. Gotta have that color contrast. Okay, so we'll go like this, except I missed something. Oh, the photo. No, what am I missing? This. Oh, this. Yeah, that looks kind of nice. Can I make this smaller? I don't really want to. So you see how these go off? I mean, I can always just cheat at it. Because it doesn't really matter. Maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, something like this where you can see a little bit of it, or do we want to see all of it? If we see some of it, we might as well see all of it. Just gonna sit here. Where are my guides? See, these are off. Why is it so off? That's the middle. But then this is broken down here. Is it not? Oh, it's because this doesn't scale right. I think it's fine. Okay. So I think what we do is I'm combining these two ideas together essentially. Oh, hey Tyler. I mean, I've been streaming for 2 hours. I want to stream for a long time, but my wife has meetings, so I can't. Because we have a dog to take care of and make sure it lives. Okay, so I'm gonna make this larger. And this is a smart object? Yeah, okay. Ooh, all right, so we're gonna convert that to layers. So now we just have a circle. I don't know why this is a smart object too. So convert to layers. I just want a circle, please. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. So we're gonna add some circles here. Maybe we add, oops, maybe we have the circle be down here at the bottom. Thanks, Tyler. Maybe we do something like this, where it's like top and bottom. Or like top and bottom to the center of this. So it's kind of like a baseball itself. Ah, see? Kind of a baseball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take these, make these have fills of 0. Group these together, give them a... I want to give them individual gradient overlays. I have to do this first. Gradient overlay. So it looks like this. So this is kind of copying a little bit of what Nini does. We got some symmetry going on here. What's up, Flawed? Flawed TV. But we need these to be holographic to a point. So we're gonna do that. Set that to multiply. Whoops. Cool. I think we can delete this whole layer now. Like, we don't need the background, right? So we have Ryan here. We've got him here, here, and here. Is this everybody? Yeah, it's the whole party. I think we can make him a little bit larger now. So the ball goes above first pitch. So I like this top area. The text down here, so like this, not sold on. I'm trying to think. This is reminiscent. This is very reminiscent of what select looks like now. So let me go to here to see what I'm showing you guys. So like these circles with lines and strokes and lines intersecting the lines. So we're gonna keep playing with that. So like this, we're gonna copy and just like go shrink. I'm gonna take this copy and we're just gonna go like shrink. Which looks kind of nice. Let me look at this select card. I could probably dot the eye with his hand. If it was lowercase, it'd be more cutesy to do that. But I get what you're saying. I wonder if I want to make this inner circle like smaller, you know? I think what I'm going to do is an idea I had before, which is on these, just do this and just make it wider. 1 inch relative. And then on this one, do the same thing. 1 inch wider. 1 inch wider. Yeah, so then those just go off of the card then. Kind of like that. Now those have a white stroke to it. So then do we want to add a white stroke to these? Maybe. It is nice to have just some gold on here. What do we got? We got gold? No, most of the gold on here is sort of framed by that. Just looking at this card thinking, what do we want to do? Because I can duplicate this and like pull it down like this. You know? Kind of intersect it. But then get rid of this. Get rid of this. Have it just intersect kind of like that. I think it would look kind of cool. And then do the same thing down here. It's intersecting it kind of like a little fish. Oh, except I want this to do that. They don't have to be exactly the same. They just need to look pretty similar. Since these are all the same color, it's just going to sync up like that. It's kind of like, oh yeah, see, look at that. That's kind of cool. It's very Doctor Strangey right now. That's what I feel. Take this. Let's hide this here. Hide this here. Hide this here. So really it's just coming through on the sides. Just the very sides. Just like that. Let's color fill this back in. So this is what the card looks like. Which I think is good. Let me just send this quick email. Okay, so now we can add this information back in a cool fashion. So we have all of these nice round areas. Maybe we can do. Is it? It'll be fine. A 5-sided polygon that looks like this. Nope, that's a star. See how that's a star? We don't want a star. Right? We want a home plate texture. Home plate. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, what does home plate look like again? It looks like this. So we do like a little home plate texture here. Blow this up. Kind of like this. That looks kind of cool. The red actually looks kind of nice, but we're going to keep going with this gradient. And where's this at? Right here. Oh, and it's underneath it, so it's fine. See, and so this is right now is going to be somewhat transparent. So if this is actually just like black, it'll stand out a little bit more. Let's pull this in just a little bit, just so I can see this color fill and center it up. Okay, so we'll take this, slam it and reverse it. I want to do this. What I'm trying to think of is how to set up just like a nice straight flat area to put his name. Like this is fine. It would just be like this. Don't put a gradient effect on his name. It could just say Ryan Johnson. I'm going to make this trade Gothic because I feel like that's kind of what a lot of the card companies use. Is something very similar to trade Gothic. What if I flip this around? It's kind of like this, and then we take this guy up here and we just throw it down like. See, that's like one really weird and busted. Oh, this gives me a good, this shows me how it's not aligned, which is nice. Why is it doing that? See, like, why is it? Oh, that's where the black is in this gradient for no reason. And one thing I like to do, because it emulates sort of what the cards do, BJD texture. Nope. BJD texture? Nope. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can add this home plate look while having this on here. I think that's how it's going to work. All right, let me whisper into my mic. BJD textures. I have some textures here. There's one texture specifically I have that I took. This right here. This is what I want. Bam. It is a inverted marble texture. It's basically like a black marble looking texture, which I feel like I see on a lot of sports cards. So we're going to use that. Question is, how do we fill this in? I think we do this. I think this is the play. Oops. So then we go up here. We go Ryan Johnson underneath. I'm really trying to think though. Do we do this? Do like a reverse sort of thing where it's like this? You know, sort of like that. Tetrahedron grid. You mean tetrahedron grid? You mean tetrahedron grid? Oh. That would be crazy. It kind of looks like what we're doing here a little bit. I'm overthinking things, which is fine. We put this up here and we just pull this down. Let's make this like 10. Take these other two layers and put them up like this. Let's delete some of this stuff. Man, that's hours ago. We touched this. Hours. Save. Make sure we do this thing. It's called
Save As.
Best part about that button is when I hit it, it actually saves my file. So kind of like this. But I need to figure out how I want this to play with his foot there. Because I don't want his foot to get in the way. But I want enough room where he looks normal. So we'll take this and this and just kind of pop this up just a little bit. Kind of like that. And again, like all this text, and I'm going to just delete this because, or not delete it, but now I'm going to delete it. It's just bugging me how I can't edit it. So I'm going to do this. White. Honestly, I don't even know if he wants Card Collector 2 on here. Maybe it just says Ryan Johnson. Let's get his name on here first, somewhere we like. See what I really want to do, but it's like kind of what they do on this select card, and I don't want to copy it just like completely. But I'm going to, because it doesn't matter. Is do this. Shrink it down like this. Do one of these guys and go like. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add his name like it's the sports team. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is so much like this is very much Premiere Select going on right now. It's not even funny. So we go like this. We take Card Collector, which I deleted, right? It's right here. Take this. Oops. Just oh, well, there's a gradient overlay on it, so I guess I do want that. Put this here. card collector 2. Put that dab in the middle. Take this right in the middle. Move it up a little bit. Take his logo. I don't need this because it's black and white. Where's his logo at? Up here? Put his logo right here. I could try and make it gold. I don't have the vector version of it. So it might be kind of hard. Make his name a little bit larger. Well, that's not a good idea. That's not a bad idea. But I don't know if he goes by that. I mean, he can tell me. I'm going to send this to him, and he'll just tell me what he wants. We can always change it. This is too big. I need this to be very tiny. The teeniest of the tiniest. Is this bottom thing aligned? No. See, it was bugging me. I knew it wasn't in the center. My eyeball was telling me it was wrong. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a circle and put it behind. This is where the home plate would actually look pretty nice. There's nothing wrong with like an upside down home plate, right? It's like not like a pentagram or anything. Right? There's no negative connotations to that. Put this up here, take this, go like this, fill this with black. Oh, it's a semi. Okay, good. Take this, do like 6. Oh god, see, why is that? It just shot up. Giant. I could put a rookie card on here, but I don't think I want to do that. Seems too much of like a cop-out. Ooh, I need this to be in front. Oh, I need this to be in front of everything, though, because I need it to be above his foot. Who cares if it covers his foot, right? So you grab this holographic, put it here just to fake that, multiply. But I need to do it in the group like this, like that. Okay. I think this looks pretty snazzy. Just need to put this underneath it, and maybe we make this trade Gothic. Yeah, just like standard. Bold. And then we just make this gold then as well. Victor, the rookie card specialist, wouldn't approve. I think I need to set this to normal and like 25 like that, right? Yeah, okay. And then this actually the same thing. There, so it all flows together. I have card collector 2 here. Maybe we just do Ryan Johnson and then the date. And then how can I make this gold? So I'm going to duplicate this via smart object. I'm going to give this a gradient overlay, which looks like this, which is good, but not. Take this and anything that's the current layer that's not white. And then it gets inverted and multiplied. Then it's not white, it's black then technically. So then I have to do this. Well, what cross-hatching? This is kind of what his logo looks like. I can do this, and I can do if it's blue, right? There you go. That's his logo. What a workaround. Oh, that'll be fine. There we go. Take this and put it on top of that then as well. Brandon, what cross-hatching are you talking about? Will that show up? This looks kind of sick. I'm gonna take this whole back area here. This. I'm gonna duplicate this. Give this whole thing a stroke and do that. But then set this to normal. Yeah, look at that. This card is crazy. This is insane. Okay, this is now then where we tweak the text a little bit for spacing. Kind of like that. And then do we make Ryan a little bit smaller? Kind of like that. And then we make this whole stuff at the bottom, including, I don't think I can change that. Make this all smaller. I don't see the grid you're talking about. There's this cracked ice pattern's not going to print. So like this, if let's say this is what I want this to look like. So this is going to be the card design right now. I'm going to save this as this, and then I'm going to save this as mask. So now here's the question, which is fun because it's easy actually, which is, what do I want to be masked? And really all I want to be masked is his name, the date down here, and then him. So this is gonna go to the top. And then this white outline of him is all I really want. Which is this. This goes to the top. This is all I want. I'm literally going to take all of this except for this sort of guide layer. I'm just going to delete all of this, including this. And then really I'm just going to put this all in a group and just going to give it a color overlay of any color. It does not matter. We're going to make it red. Okay, this is the mask. He didn't really give me any idea of what he wanted. It was just sort of, he wanted a card. Oh, we gotta make a back for this too. The back would be easy. Yeah, we'll be fine. We gotta do this first. Okay, first off, let's do this. If you go to Photoshop, you can go to layers and you can go to attribute and you can hit not visible. So if something is not visible, you can just delete it. So that helps us get rid of a lot of stuff we don't need. Okay, so I need to find the name of a layer, and if the layer has the name hollow, we don't need it anymore. We're gonna delete all of this. And then go back here. So everything's kind of broken, just a little bit. So how this is gonna work is anything that has this pink stroke, we just need to make it white. Down here, what is this? Just give this a stroke of white. Okay, I need to fix this right here is a problem, so we can fix that. What are we looking at here? Right here? Wow, that's kind of hard to figure out. I think it's this. A little bit more. Oops. Okay, that's better. Okay, so first pitch. This has a stroke that's pink. We need to just make it white. We need to make the stroke around him white. Okay, did I do that a lot faster than I thought I was going to? Yes, however, is this color fill? Awesome. Okay, this color fill needs to be 75% opacity. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna fix this real quick so the current layers and shares through. This is what I want. So if it's 75% opacity, that's just gonna mean that it is gonna show a little bit of the holographic through, which is what we want. So then this too might be a little bit tricky because there's stuff behind it. Can I group this together? Go like this, and then go like this. And then this shines through. We take this, we knock it out of the back. So I can take this and set it to 75 as well. No, I've never made one of those shadow box cards or like something with a patch or anything. Just logistically, it's not something I've done. What is this? I'm gonna group these together. I'm going to highlight this, and then I'm going to hit this. It's all going to disappear. Do that. So then I can make this 75. Great. Ooh, but I want to make the inside 75. This needs to be 100. And then it has a fill of nothing. Kind of like that. Okay. I think this is what I want it to look like. Except I got to fix a couple of these guys. Okay. Yeah, people love black gold. Like, black gold's a really fun product to just, like, rip because there's a lot of crazy cards in there. Let me hide this. Yeah. Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Like, my brother got in a pack a, like Walter Payton card, like one of one, which was pretty cool. We've got some pretty solid names in there. I need to delete that. Is that in here? I do this. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that looks fine. So I need to turn this back on. Well, I guess I could just sort of do this, duplicate it, delete this, and then just give this a stroke of white. Ooh. Outside. 37. A 6. And it has to match the... Oh, no, the mask doesn't matter. Okay, so I think this is good. Except for that there. That's a problem. Okay. Okay, some of this stuff on the edge doesn't really matter, but it does because it looks bad. So we gotta fix that real quick. This is completely hidden, so it's fine. Stroke there, delete this. Okay. There's like tiny little things I'm seeing. I'm like, I want to fix this. But I think this is good. So this is what I want. So if we go to our mock-up here, we go in here. What is that a notification on? Is that a Discord notification? Yes, it is. People being dumb. Okay. So we go here. I'm just going to delete this because it's fine. Hey, look, it's my logo. Do we have that hollow texture? Yeah. Okay. So if we put this on hollow, which I think is what it's going to theoretically go on, it'll look like this. This is cracked ice, I guess I should say. Who's on? US and Japan. Oh, women's is on. Cool. So now theoretically, we should be able to take these two guys, drop them in here, make them the same size. And this is where the color fill comes in handy because we can line those up together, but I got rid of the color fill here, so that's fine. I'm not even going to save that card because we're not going to do anything with it. I have too many things open. I don't know what's what. Okay. So I need to just make this a little bit larger. So this is now 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches essentially. But you can see this is what the card is going to print like. It's going to print like this, which is kind of what we want. We might want something a little bit different. I'd have to figure that out if that's what I want. When we turn this mask on, we just set this to a color overlay to be white. And this is what our card looked like, pretty much. So we save this, go here, and it automatically updates. So it'll look like this. Now the only question is, do we want to put a little bit of color behind the first pitch, which I think we might want to do. So I'm going to open up both of these. I'm going to open up both these bears. What is this? That's the outline. Oh, see, it's this right here. Oh, no. I don't know. Copy. Paste. Drop in. Put this in here. That makes sense? Yes. But I want this to be like 50%. Save. Save. So it's, you can see it's slightly brighter, which I think is a little bit better. But I need to make it so, no, I think it's fine. Because what are we looking at here? So I need to get rid of it around his hand, though. Because there's supposed to be a stroke around his hand. And I think it's a little too high. I think it's slightly off. Actually, it would be on the letters. I actually don't want to move it. Perfectly on the letters. So if it's wrong somewhere else, it's wrong somewhere else. But I need to go here. Select, modify, expand. I think it's 3 pixels. This is where I would check here. And I would see what the difference is in the stroke here. So this is a 5, so it's only 2. Okay. Where are we at? You take this, select, modify, contract. Can I contract -2? No? Okay, that's what I thought. Expand 2 pixels, and then take that and do one of these. That way you can see the full shine through it. But then this lines up fine. Cool. So this is what the card theoretically is going to look like. Now I think it might be a good idea to grab this, which is his logo, and put his logo in here too. Yeah, so that shines a little bit more. I think that's better. Cool, so then you save this, and then it is going to look like that. That's theoretically what the card's going to look like. Cool. Well, it's been 2.5 hours. Let's design a back real quick. So first what I want to do is I want to save over these. I don't think I wanted to do that. What I just did there. Hold on. No, this is what I want. Run. So I'm just gonna rename this. I mean, storage isn't an issue. We're just gonna. The mask is fine. The mask we can save here and replace. So these two are ready to go. So that's good. So now we need a back. So the back, if we look at the back of a card, what I've noticed is pretty much the same. We make this like an 80% brightness. Get rid of this first pitch text. Get rid of him throwing on top. Make this full. This is here. Make this full. Take this photo, blow it up. Maybe this is where we use the back photo that we didn't use before. I think that's a good idea. Let me pull that from this card. I guess it should be right here at the bottom. And it's the back. It's the back of a jersey. Look at that. So we'll go here. We'll go here. We'll just delete this layer mask. Save. Image reveal. Image reveal all. Save. And boom. Here we go. And then what we'll do is we'll take just all of this stuff. Just all of this and just make it a little bit smaller and up here at the top. Kind of like that. Now that breaks a bunch of stuff. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this or this. The issue is we have, we don't need this. So we can actually take this and convert this back to layers. Is that going to break shapes? Hopefully not. No, good. So we can stretch this down, or I guess we can make it just a little bit. Just make this go off. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put it there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put it there. Great, great, great. We'll delete this. And actually, we can just delete that. It's fine. And we can just delete that. I think that's okay. The stroke stuff we can figure out later. But this we can put up here and actually put this above this layer. I'm just going to put this randomly here. And stretch this out. Kind of like this. And this is where we'll, again, copy a little bit of what some other card bulks do. Let's put this in the center. Take this, duplicate it, take it, flip it around. Throw it up here at the top. Shrink it down a little bit. Oh god, shrink it down a little bit like this. Kind of like that. Maybe a little less. Maybe we want these behind the circle. And then we want to move everything down just a teeny bit. Kind of like that. Great. I'm just going to delete this layer mask. This is just the background, which is fine. What does the background look like on here? Cool. This is where we put up here at the top what you said earlier. LCSCC2. that at the very top just so we can see it. I'm gonna do BJD LCS CC2. Do that. So I got some initials on here. What do we got? Make this a little bit smaller. Cool. I'm going to save this as back. I'm gonna make this 70, 50. I don't know if I need this stroke behind this because this is the back, so like kind of doesn't matter as much. It's just where are things that are going to break things. This. It's probably a better, easier way to do this, but it doesn't really matter. I don't want it to be just plain black though. Like, what do we got? Yeah. Make this like a add a gradient layer. Gradient fill, black and white. Whatever. Looks like that. Okay, I want it to be radial though, and I want you to reverse it. It's just not letting me do. Great. Okay, that looks kind of nice. So down here at the bottom, we're gonna write 1 of 1. We're gonna put that in a nice, still nice font here. I think I found one that looks kind of nice. I don't know if I did it in here, if I did it in InDesign though. There's actually one of these top scripts. Oh, it might be. Oh, what was that? Not agency. What's below that? Where'd it go? Agency. Alexandria. Yeah, it's nice. Make this say 1 of 1. I could say 1 of 1 right there. And then really what information? Oh, I've been doing this. Yeah, the days of stats in the back, they don't exist anymore. Like they're on here, but like people used to really collect because of the stats. Okay, where are we got Ryan's logo? We'll put that on the back here. And where'd my logo go? Okay, I want to just put on here, not like a registration, not like a copyright mark, but just like designed by Bradley Jack Design. Just like put that on here somewhere. Get out of here, Alex. Nobody wants lobster on this. I don't even think I have lobster on this computer. Do I have lobster on here? Hold on. Yeah, I don't even have lobster installed. Like, designed by Bradley Jack Design. Like, would it be stupid if I put like copyright on here? Like, just to try to make it like look super legit. What is it? Q? No. 4, 5, 6, 7. I forget what letter it is. It's like G. Yeah. 2024, designed by Bradley Jack Design, LLC. Great. A Pepperidge Farm Company. Okay, so I do want Ryan Johnson, just the name, to be on here again. Put Ryan Johnson here. Put one of one below it. Make this not that. Should probably make one of one like gold, right? Just give it like a gradient overlay. Yeah, should probably do that. Okay, card collector to first pitch. This did not what do I want? Oh, I typed in Finch, so it's like, oh, you meet Jenny Finch highlights? Here you go. I go to his Twitter account and just basically put a paragraph on here. Ugh. First pitch card collector to... Oh, that's me. Ah. All right, let's put some text in here. When was this? July? On July 14th. Is there a comma after that? Ryan Johnson. Johnkin. Card collector 2. I'll put his at on here just because. Throughout the ceremonial first pitch before the Brewers faced off against the other team. Last Pack Mojo. Brewers, July 9th. Ugh. They lost 12-2. Pirates. To honor, was it the first? He said it in the email. Inaugural. It's right here. Kick off. Okay. 4. On July 9th, Ryan Johnson, card collector, or I'll just put on here, aka card collector 2, threw out the ceremonial first pitch before the Brewers faced off against the Pirates to kick off inaugural trading card night. To kick off the inaugural trading card event night at American Family Field. This is where we go to ChatGPT again and say, hello, make this sound better. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. Threw out the first pitch. I just synonym everything and just make it wrong. I hope someone watches the stream back and be like, who streamed for over 2 hours and had 0 viewers according to the thing at the top? Oh, start now. Make this sound better. Wait, why isn't it showing my keystrokes? You think it should look like this? Don't worry, ChatGPT's got my back. Get this here. Take 1 of 1. I put on the bottom, all rights reserved, yada 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 yada. Oh, that's right. His logo's right here. I should put his logo right here, shouldn't I? Why are you the way you are? Funny, I keep looking over to my other screen like, oh, something's happening. Oh, it's me on stream doing something. No, I don't like that. This is where I put my logo on here. Logo intro. This is better content than the usual news and grade reveals. I might do more of these. Like, it'd be fun to make like a new card a week, just to like keep the blood going, keep the blood pumping. But I don't know. I have to make sure it works out with my wife's meeting schedules, because she has meetings and we have a dog. I'm gonna put this here and just put this over here on the side like this. And we'll do this, take this, make it a little bit smaller, turn this into a smart object and put it in the middle. There's no copyright on it though, it's just sort of like whatever. Yeah, I mean I enjoyed doing the Tuesday night stream. That's why I'm doing this now, is because I was like, I liked doing that. I'm gonna start teaching again soon, so I kind of want to do a couple of these and maybe figure out how to incorporate some stuff that I'm teaching in with that to make it like, oh, if you didn't come to class, come watch this because it's cool. Did I already save this as back? Yes, I did. So I get rid of this. Ugh, what is this over here? What did I do here? I've abandoned my boy on one of these. Was it this? Okay, good. Ugh. I've abandoned my boy. What are we doing here, Brad? We gotta fix this. Shape this up. Cool. All right. So we do color fill, save. Great. I think that's pretty much it, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up InDesign. I think I have to edit all these to make these. Like, this should probably be CMYK, and it's not. But, like, who cares? We don't need that. This can probably be not bold. Is there a medium? No. Just need to be a little bit smaller. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to add it to this InDesign thing. InDesign. Hooray. Everybody loves InDesign, right? Correct. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to take this and just like kind of toss it here, then take the back and go yoink. Yeah, see how much muted how muted this looks? That's fine though. Take this, put this here. And then we take the front. And I just need to make sure the front... see? What is the freaking... Okay, so it's facing the inside, which means I need the back to face the inside, so it should be good. And then same thing for the mask. And the mask just looks like this. And this is just like I need to double check with them to be like, what color are you guys going to use for this? Or what do you want? But that should be that for that, which is great. So let's do some fun stuff to end the stream. I'm going to... shoot, I need to kind of open up. All of these a little bit, but not really. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new document that's 2800 pixels by this. What parallel should we make these? Make it whatever parallel we want. Now, hopefully this doesn't... Yeah, I was going to say, it should look fine. Make a new document. That is the same thing. Fireworks? Okay, we'll do fireworks. Okay, so I'm going to save this out as... I'm going to save this out as a ping. Right back. Great. I'm going to go... to my assets, I have a whole folder that is just titled BJD card stuff. I want this though. So we're gonna open up InDesign. So that's what we're gonna, or not InDesign, After Effects. Because that's what we're going to be using these for. But you want a fireworks parallel. So here's my card stuff, my big old card stuff folder, which is loading. I have my mega parallel pack, which should have fireworks. And these are all of the fireworks. So some of these look, oops, no, I don't want that there, but that's fine. Paste this here, make it a little bit larger. What I've seen, there's a bunch of different ways to do this. But I'll usually like screen a couple of these on top so it's a little bit brighter, and then just do like a curved and like sort of bump it up, because that's kind of what it will look like. And then this is what it will look like. So this is the, and then actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of these on top and like mask out that and set it to multiply and set it to like 50%. We'll do that for 25%. I think 25% is actually pretty realistic. Okay, so we're going to save this out as, yeah, After Effects. I don't care. Who asked? Ryan Brunt. So now that we have the front and back designed, we can come over here to Adobe InDesign. And these are my these are the different things you can do. So I'm gonna use card rotate. I'm gonna go down to the solid. I'm gonna right click it, and I'm going to give it a layer style of a color overlay, and then go to that color overlay, and I'm gonna make it like black. I'm gonna make it like really dark gray, like that. Then all we have to do is I can right click this, replace the footage with a file that's 2000 by 800. So this is the front of the card, and then this is the back of the card. And then I can go file, export to render queue, apparently for some reason. not media encoder. Maybe because I didn't save. Oh no, because I was doing that. I need to, sorry, card rotate file export. It's because I had that footage selected, so it was confused. And it might have broken. Let me make sure. No, it's fine. Gold vinyl would look sick, actually. We'd have to tweak the mask and basically get rid of all of the gold. All of the gold would just be nothing. But this is actually, since we replaced the footage in both of these, it actually replaced in all of these. So I can export all of these out at once if I wanted to. Just change this background. Like if I just go to like even layer, new, solid, just make it like kind of black. And come together, it's here. So I can go here and go export, add to media queue. Go here. Just quickly add. I should have made like a background comp, but I didn't. Then it changes in all of them, but that's fine. Change this color overlay to be, you know, dark again, and then just go to File, Export, Media Encoder. So then in Media Encoder, we've got card rotate, card come together, and card toss. I'm just gonna hit enter, and it's gonna export them, and you can see it takes 4 seconds to do, which is great. So you don't have to spend all this time in like After Effects and figuring all this stuff out. So let's see where these save to. They save to this folder. This one's done. So this is going to show you the card rotating inside of a one touch. Come together is going to take a little bit more time. I think it's a little bit longer of a file. It's like 8 seconds instead of 5 seconds, and it has more stuff going on. Let's get a tweet posted with these in it. So this, we got this one. I like this one. Sort of comes together. Some of it's a little interesting. Can I do multiple videos at once, or is it one video? They changed it, so I can do whatever. So then here's card toss. It just sort of shows like this. So those are uploading. So let me get this tweeted, and then I mean that's it. We're done. It's been a nice brisk 4 hours, 3 hours of doing this. Here are the. We'll toss this over here. Here are the overall. Here, let's hold on. Let's hide some things. Here are the results from today's stream. I designed a sports trading card based around images of that card. Collector 2, which I will also get printed so you can have a glossy, hollow trading card commemorating his first pitch. Hashtag sports cards, hashtag sports design, hashtag the hobby, hashtag card collector. Sprots design is my favorite thing. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for sharing the last 3 hours with me. Hopefully I can do this again soon. Maybe we make it a weekly thing. Just depends on my schedule, but I'll let you guys know on Twitter. If you don't follow me on socials, you can find me at Bradley Jack Design on Twitter and on Instagram. If you don't, already subscribe, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to try and do some more card designing content. So until then, I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the Olympics. You guys have a lovely